So I'm Karthik, better known as Beast of Troll on Twitter. I am with Flipkart, and that's the last Flipkart plug that you will ever see in this presentation. Um, I know it's a nice picture to see in the morning. Uh, who has seen Contagion, the movie here? Raise hands. Few hands. Okay. So Contagion is a movie which talks about a setup where there is a deadly virus in the world which is killing millions and millions of people, and there is no cure. Jude Law plays a blogger, and he actually blogs in his blog saying that this flower, which is actually a plant called Forsythia, is the cure for that disease. And he blogs about it. He puts a video saying he's got fever 101 and he's going to consume Forsythia syrup and something, etc. And he puts that video saying that he's much better now. He doesn't need the vaccine that multiple governments are actually working on, and the whole world believes it. There is actually a mob and riot to buy Forsythia. People stand in queue to buy Forsythia, but it's still not proven till the end of the movie conclusively that Forsythia can cure this at all. So Forsythia's reputation was built entirely by Steven Soderbergh, the director of Contagion. That's what happened in the movie. But it doesn't happen only in the movie, it also happens in real world. I'm sure you remember 15 years back, there was a mad craze about Ganesha drinking milk. People were actually feeding milk to Ganesha. There was a lot of stuff going on. Ganesha loved it. People loved the story. There was an increase in faith in the world as a result. So it was a great story, basically. It's not just Ganesha alone. I'm in the market for a small car, hatchback, and etc. I love the Jazz. Whenever it moves on the road, I go, nice, do that. And ads are good. Pricing is not good. I know that. It's much better now, of course. And when I go online to search for some opinions, after asking my colleagues, relatives, peers in the real world, and etc., I ask some opinions online. It has a mixed view. It says Jazz is a good car, but I would not like to purchase. Good car with high price, average ground clearance. I know about ground clearance of Honda, it's pain. So the thing is this, I have Jazz in my short list, but when I go online and see some multiple opinions, it probably goes down after 4 or 5 in my short list. So there are other cars that come into the picture. So where am I heading to? I'm not going to put a dictionary definition of reputation. That's done by Narendra already, so I'm not going to put it. You know what reputation means. Let me just take a few shots at what I believe would be the future of reputation. We all know this. This is the current status of reputation also, but there are some thoughts worth sharing there. There's a big difference between what you want people to believe versus what they will believe themselves. They have multiple sources beyond mainstream media to believe and make sense of what you're trying to say. You have a set agenda, you have a corporate brochure to put online. People will take what they want and they will remove what they don't want, as simple as that. What you want people to believe sounds like a top-down approach. You are trying to tell them that this is what we have, please believe it. That's literally what you're trying to say. People have multiple ways of looking through your brochure and believing what they want. What they believe themselves is influenced by multiple sources, not just your story. You can put a story in the front page of Times of India, but they will have their own sources to believe what they want doing. So simple point is that you don't control the gatekeepers of media, you don't control the agenda, you don't control anything at all. All you can do is participate. How good your participation is probably makes or breaks your reputation. Who's up the next part? The power of your story is restricted to how well you're able to sell it and to who. Information really cascades across groups, often with other opinions added. There is a big story that Mahabharata and Ramayana happened in very different formats and templates and stories, but when it was passed down across multiple centuries from people to people, people added a lot of context to it, and what you hear now is a very watered down, diluted version, which is not what actually happened, but the stories that people added to it. So information cascades across group over a period of time. That's literally what happens. And who do you speak to for your story? So where do you seed your story, how you seed your story, and how influential those people who are selling the story to their audiences really matters. So every reputation matters. Your story's reputation, your brand's reputation, and the people who propagate your story, their reputation matters too. When Andy Warhol, many years back in the 60s, in the 1968, he said everybody in the future will have 15 minutes of fame. I'm trying to see it as 100 hours of fame, for an example. For instance, if you have a 15 minutes of fame, it means you have a great show on television, in a reality show, you dance really well and everybody talks about you 15 minutes, that's gone. Now you dance really well on a reality show on TV, it goes on to YouTube and somebody discovers it every single day. Every single day, a small motley group of people discover, saying, what a great performance. And it goes on and on. It's not just 15 minutes, it's probably 100 hours and more. This 100 is just a notional figure, like 15 basically, so it could be much more than that, much lesser than that. But the point is that you live a reputation today, it's not just a one-off reputation. Think about it like this. If people have just a 15 minutes of fame, it will be like a small balloon going up in a city, up, and a whole world sees it. That's about it. That's gone. In the second model, which is actually the 100 hours of fame, multiple balloons goes across all over the world whenever people discover that, and etc., and the whole world sees it again for a brief period of time. It just goes on and on, basically. So your best bet is to actually live a reputation, do what you think is right for a prolonged period of time, and not just talking about one for just one instance. I was told to give 5 actionable insights on the future of reputation, but I don't think these are really actionable. These are just very tactical insights on future of reputation and what people can do. That's the how part. Shivnath spoke about it really well. Listen is what I would say is the first thing. Listen all the time, regardless of which state you are in, whether you are the best company in the world or the worst company in the world. Keep listening to people. Use that intelligence that you derive from the listening to know your audiences and their idiosyncrasies. What do they stand for? Why are they saying what they're saying? How influential are they? Where are they located? Who are they connected to? All these things are really important. So just don't listen. Derive intelligence out of it and know your audiences from that. Share this intelligence with all the stakeholders consistently over a period of time. You might have an investor relations department. If you're a corporate, you might have a corporate communications team, the CEO team, your customer service team. Share relevant insights from your listening across all the time consistently. Do that. Realize the difference between what we are versus what we want to be versus what others perceive us as to be. What we are is the stuff that you put in your corporate brochure that might be completely outdated from what we want to be. That might be your vision, which might be again completely outdated from what others perceive us as to be. So the third one you can get from listening. So you can actually loop it back together. Listen, understand what people think about you, then probably change your corporate brochure accordingly. Last one is when talking about yourself, use that intelligence that you get from listening and see that from their perspective and them perspective, not just your perspective. It's not about what you want to tell alone. It's also about what people believe you to be, and then change things to actually come to a middle ground. That might help. That's about it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Karthik. Thank you so much.